So I have a question for you all to think about. Here's the question. How do people feel when you show up? I'd like to share a story with you, an experience that I had that made me ask myself this question. So one time I was driving in my town, I came down to this road and I was gonna turn right, and I looked, there was this car that was just speeding down the road, and I thought my depth perception was off or something because traffic was stopped at the stoplight, but this car was just like burning down the road. And before I knew it, just boom, this huge accident takes place. I watched the lady in the car that was hit get hit from behind by this lady going full speed, and I watched her just bounce all over her car. It was obvious that there was some serious injuries involved in this accident. So I parked my car and I ran to the scene, and I got to that front car to check on the lady, and an off-duty police officer that I knew was there as well, and I asked him, hey, what can I do to help? And he said, will you please check on the car behind? And so I ran to the car behind, and there was the lady. Turns out that the lady was on her cell phone. That's what caused the wreck, and her arm was on the steering wheel, and when she hit the car, it just buckled her arm. And so she had a broken arm. She was hysterical, but in the back of her car was this beautiful blonde little girl, probably 4 years old. And she was running around the car, just sad, hysterical, not knowing how to react. I went to the car and I said, are you okay? And the lady's arm was obviously broken and the daughter was running around, so I said, is it okay if I hold your daughter? And she said, please do. So I grabbed this little girl, I check her for injuries, and I'm holding this little girl. Sirens are showing up, police officers are showing up, wreckers are showing up. I mean, it's a very scary scene. The whole time, this girl keeps saying the same line over and over again to me. My dad is gonna be so mad at my mom. My daddy's gonna be so mad at my mom. I kept trying to reassure her, no, he's gonna be fine. He's gonna be happy that you guys are okay. And she said, no, my daddy's gonna be so mad at my mommy. Then this truck pulls up on the scene. This guy's blaring music. He takes his cigarette, he throws it down on the ground when he sees the car. He stomps out the cigarette. He starts doing this bad walk thing over to the wreck. And when his daughter saw him coming, she said something that really has haunted me ever since. She buried her head in my shoulder and said, oh no, my daddy's here. Now, what should that little girl have said? If you're like me, you would hope that your child, if you were in that situation, would say, oh good, my daddy's here. But not in this instance. It was, oh no, my daddy's here. So let's go back to the question that I posed to you. How do people feel when you show up on the scene? He came to me and he took his daughter and said, give me my blinking daughter. And I said, hey man, look around. There's sirens, there's blood, there's broken bones, and the thing she's most afraid of is you. This guy who had more strength than his wife, more strength than his daughter, he used his strength apparently in the past to strike fear, even in his own family. So how do people feel when you show up? How do they feel when you, as an athlete, walk into a lunchroom, a party, a class? Do you use your spotlight, that extra attention that comes to you? Do you use your strength as an athlete, your position in the school as an athlete? Do you use that strength to make others feel safe or to feel scared? If you use your spotlight, your position, to scare people, to intimidate people, to get what you want, not only are you a punk, but you're missing out on one of the greatest moments of life. Using your strength to lift, to comfort, and to make others feel safe is one of the greatest things you will ever experience. So how do others feel when you show up? We hope when you athletes show up, they feel safe, they feel included, and they feel valued. not scared and intimidated.